Good afternoon. So this is the Study Island weekly report that will be coming from our wonderful Miss Hughes, and I just kind of wanted to go over to show you exactly what was going on and where they are and how to look through this report. There's a lot of data that's going on, so we want to just show you how to kind of comb through this. All right, so these the data has headers at the top, and what's going on is that very first one, A through F, is going to show you the demographics. This is going to tell you the student ID number, the last name and the first name of the student, the grade level of the student, and the homeroom teacher of that student. Then what you're going to see through F all the way down going through, you're going to see the topic, the name of the topic, so this is place value. This is going to tell you how many items that student has looked at, and this is going to tell you the percent of completion for those first 10 questions that that student has answered. All right, so you're looking at the topic, and then under that topic it's going to break down to how many items the child has looked at, and then it's going to talk about the percent that that child has left of completing those 10 items that they need to answer. All right, along the bottom, you're going to see these green tabs that are going to tell you that this is dealing with second grade math, this is dealing with second grade reading. Please notice that science and social studies are part of this now as well. So for the science and social studies teacher who went in and added those pathways, you'll be able to see how they are doing here instead of having to go through and pull those reports from Study Island itself. Please remember that the matrix that we are looking at is only going to be for math and reading. However, since we did put in science and social studies pathways, we want to check and see how they're doing there as well. So you can click on them and it will pull up your entire strand. You can do it by grade level. So I'm going to select all grades. Okay. And then I'm only going to look at Miss Warren students right now. Please remember how to use your filters. They help out wonderfully. One of the things that we really want to strive is that we spend a lot of our time on those students that have had no response at all. Absolutely, we want to continue to make sure that we are taking those students that have no exposure and making sure that they are pushing themselves through to be exposed. So like we have this 0 right here, they have not opened Study Island at all. So we need to get those students ready to go. But another focus that we want to have is focus on those 30% to those 60%. Those kids are at the bubble of not doing enough to be actually where we are progress and percent wise, but doing enough to where they aren't truant. So that 30 to 60 group is really where we want to focus. We want to make sure that they get their exposure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to filter out, and I'm going to look at my guys that are between 30 and 60%. I'm going to pull in that 25 as well. All right, and so I see that I have 2 students that I can really focus on, and this is where your RTI can come in as well. These are the students that you can say, hey, come on guys, let's look and see. Let's take a look at social studies here. Okay, so in this 3rd grade social studies tab, I'm going to do the same thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clock out all, and I'm going to use my number filters. All right, so when I use my number filter, I'm going to use my greater to. I'm going to do greater than greater than 22 and less than, and I'm going to do my 70. So that kind of gets that mid-range of students. And these are the students that I'm going to concentrate and work on, so that way they can be bumped up. As always, we want to get involved with the students that have not started yet, but we also want to really, really concentrate on that 30 to 60%, those that are in that mid-level range, and bump them up. So, and just a refresher, you have the demographics on this side, A through E, which I can't show now because of the recording. And then you have your topics. They are broken down into items and percent. And at the very end of the pathway, you will see where it's the 10 items that they need to answer and the percent of how many black ribbons that they have. All right, so please, please, please use this data in order to go in and see and show interventions for RTI and how to pull those students. Okay, any questions, please let us know.